Dude. Yeah? Could you be any louder? Stealth mission, got it. Quiet as a mouse. Stealth, we have to sneak up on the guards. What are you saying? Fine, just stay behind me and try to stay quiet. Sure, I can be quiet. All right, I'll follow your lead. I'm gonna take a breather, sit one out for a second, because nothing's gonna happen, I'm sure. Okay, shh, guys. Well, I'm sorry, I can't be any quieter. Just gotta wait for the perfect moment. Oh, he's lifting up his visor. Fine, take your shot. Oh, I don't think anyone will mind if I just lift up my helmet for a minute. Oh. Tying your hair back. I guess I had to tie my hair up. Have you ever got your hair caught in a bowstring? Not pretty. Goodness gracious. Stupid freaking ranger. Nothing's gonna happen. Nothing at all. Wait. Loot. Woof. That's a bit heavy, isn't it? Well, you want your arrow back? Thanks, I guess. Oh snap. Do you know what our beloved guard just dropped? He just dropped a bow. Dude, have you ever even shot a bow? I know how to use a bow. You put an arrow on it, you pull the string back and you let go. No, it's a lot more complicated than it seems. I'd be happy to assist you and teach you how to do it. But there's not more to it than that, you crazy ranger. He's special, this guy. Thinks he's got the answer to everything. I'm gonna show you that a knight can use a bow. Fine. If you want to do it on your own, that's fine. You'll just have to learn the hard way. Loose! Oh! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, nerd and nerdettes. Today we are going to be doing Bow Introduction 101 with our special helper, SirGains. Huh? Now what's going to happen? What are you doing? What do you mean? Getting a quick pump. You know, a pump. All the influential knights do it before they make videos. Really? No, I'm serious. Any knight with influence gets a pump before they make any footage. It's a long-held tradition held by all the knights of Narcissus. You're just the worst. Back to it. We are going to start off and he is going to show us what not to do when you get a bow and where not to get bows from. So I don't think that bow looks very well cared for. I'm just saying. You got it off a guard named Amazon. Well, I think his name was pronounced Amazon, but I'm not sure. It could have been Amazon. I don't know those, crazy names. You got it off a guard named Amazon. I don't know if he took care of his bows. I am sure it's gonna be fine. Look, if you're dead set on doing this, I'm gonna at least request that you wear some stuff. Oh, you're such a worrywart. Fine. Here, so at least wear these. And I will take your stupid goggles. And just wear this, you never know what's gonna happen. Dude, something might happen. I mean, I don't know what you think's gonna happen, but I am sure that Dead Knight Amazon is a highly reputable place to get bows. I wanna prove it right now. So what did we learn from that, ladies and gentlemen? Well, if your bow looks like a piece of crap, it's probably a piece of crap. This is, like I said, some 50-pound bow I got online, and I just shot it once. I'm like, I don't trust this thing. I figured today would be a good day to bring it out and just show you what happens if you get a subpar bow. They are not toys, so to speak. So if you get something that looks like a toy, be reticent to actually use it for anything. For me, some of the biggest things, it's not a catch-all, but if they don't have any horn nocks up there, that's usually not a good sign of high quality. Those are very important. And just with the thinness of this, it's got kind of like this linen front on it there, and just not something I would feel comfortable shooting unless I'm armored up and protected. So that's lesson number one. Know where you're getting it. If it looks like crap, it's probably crap. All right, I'll concede your point. Maybe a 50-pound to 26-inch bow, pilfered off a gentleman named Amazonon, was not a good buy. But I still think I found something else so we can try. I may not have been to Best Buy, and it does seem like Amazon did not take good care of his stuff. But this one here, I got off the other guard we killed. Iba. See, that one certainly does look nicer, but did you check it for like cracks or damages or anything like that? Cracks? No, there's what would it matter if there's cracks in there? It's not a ship. Look how shiny this is. It's so shiny and pretty. And this one's way better. 131 pounds at 30 inches. This thing looks amazing. There's no way I'm gonna have problems with this one. Every time you take a bow out, you gotta make sure nothing happens. Sometimes they get little cracks you can't tell. You gotta inspect it to make sure it's gonna be safe. No way. Fine. Do your thing. Good, stupid safety stuff again. You are such a goody two-shoes rule follower. Ridiculous. What did we learn there, ladies and gentlemen? Well, what we learned is that bows tend to degrade over time, especially wooden bows, and small cracks become visible if you look closely. This was one of the bows I had many years ago. I used it for a long time. It was a great bow. Like I said, this was 131 at 30 inches, so this was one of the earlier, heavier bows that I got into. Very, very well made bow, but what I noticed happening is when I would draw, you could start to hear a small crackle. Let's say it was just a small audible crackle, and I realized that something was off, because when you're drawing it back, you really can start to hear the noises very well. I looked at it closely and I saw that there was a decent sized crack right along the lower limb, right in here. So there was a crack that was forming right in here. The moment I saw that, I knew the bow was basically dead. It's finished at that point. It's a dead bow. So this one I just kind of had laying around because it looks really nice. It was a great made bow. And I just figured today would be a good day to bring it out and show you what happens if you don't inspect your bows carefully and properly, because they're gonna wear out over time. It's just like anything, it doesn't have an unlimited lifespan. So you really wanna be careful when you're using these things that you make sure you properly check it, make sure it's in good shape, and that you're taking care of it, because if not, that's what's gonna happen right there. So maybe I should have looked a little closer at the cracks, maybe. Make sure it didn't blow up in my face. All right, I'm starting to appreciate that there's a little more to this. Checking every time, making sure it's okay. Am I ever gonna shoot a bow like this? Let's run through the checklist. Where did you get it? A reputable source. So you're saying I should not be taking those from Amazon and eBay. You see any cracks on there? Anything that makes it look like it could be compromised? Section, okay. So I wanna make sure there's no cracks along the bow. No small little areas where I see stress fractures or stress marks. Okay, that's looking pretty good. All right, what's your draw depth? Draw depth? Draw depth, what do you mean? It should say on the bow, it's got a max number right there at the very fullest. Okay, this one says, hold on, 130 at 32 inches. 32, all right. Now what's your arrow weight? Arrow weight? What do you mean arrow weight? So with wooden bows, let's say, you have to have a heavy arrow, because for each pound of draw weight, you need 10 to 15 grains for your arrow. I don't use these just because I like how big they look. Damn.
That's what she said.
The reason I do this is because the bow needs that weight to basically not dry fire. If you under fire an arrow, you have one that's way too light for your bow, it's the equivalent of dry firing. And what dry firing does is it's gonna loosen up a lot of the glue that holds the bow together. It's gonna strain it, put cracks in the wood, and sooner or later, it's gonna crack again. So basically if you're shooting too light a bow, it's equivalent to dry fire. Got it, okay, all right. So this bow looks sturdy, I think. Arrow looks good, it's the right weight. Okay, then take a breath. All right, well that felt a little bit better. All right, sweet. So from what I gather, I'm basically a pro now and I'm ready to go adventuring. Okay, let's do it. Wait. All right. All right, stop. Look, oh, great, what now? I know you're having fun bashing what are obviously just dummies, but you have to unstring your bow when you're not using it. What? Legolas never did that. No, I know that a fictional character with a magical bow didn't have to unstring his, but we mere mortals without elven magic have to unstring our bows after each use. So I guess I gotta take the string off when I'm not using it. I can't just run around with it like a cool guy on my back, stringed up, ready to go and rip off and fire off a shot. So what happens with a bow and what gives it speed and power is the speed at which it returns to its original shape. So that's why straight stave looks straight, and when a bow's bent, it returns to its original state faster. So if you leave it strung like this, what's gonna happen is that over time, it's gonna lose draw weight faster, it's gonna lose pound, it's gonna lose speed and power. You're just gonna cut the life of your bow really quickly. So every time you finished, you unstring the bow. Thankfully, unstringing and stringing a bow is one of the easiest things in archery thanks to a bow stringer. Each of these bows on the horn has a secondary knock. What you do is you step it through here and here, step on the bow just like this, lift it up and pop that string out and you're done. And honestly, it's just as easy with even a 165-pound bow. Step on the stringer just like this, get it and use your body to pull it up. Oop. Slide it into place. And there you have it. Just like that. And just because I already got it strung up, and every day is a good day to train, let's pull off some shots with a 165-pound bow. Whew. It always sounds good. Hello fellow nerds. Now I wanted to make this video as fun and funny as possible, but also kind of belay some of the very important things when looking for a bow. And there's a reason I actually armored up 2 days, because when they snap and break like that, there's no telling what will happen. Obviously I played it a little bit fast and loose with just the goggles. It still could have given me a little cut in the face. But the things that get injured the most generally are gonna be the hands and the face, and sometimes like the thighs or the crotch, because the bottom of the bow will break, or the top of the bow, and it's gonna really fail on one side, as you saw. So that's why I was pretty much wearing as much armor as I was today to kind of mitigate that risk. But the most important thing is I really wanted to show exactly what it looks like when a bow fails. I've had like 3 or 4 fail on me before. I've never consciously gone out with the intent of taking a damaged bow and doing that, because it's always startling when it happens. But as you can see, when they break, it's not an entirely catastrophic fail. So if you like wood bows, don't be terrified of them. Just make sure you inspect closely, check it. You want to care for it. You don't want to leave it out in the heat, or you don't want to leave it out in the cold and then shoot right away. So there's a lot of things to factor. And the biggest thing is just making sure you find a reputable source to buy it from. I get a lot of mine from Fairbow. There's a gentleman on eBay, I know I made fun of it, but his name's Archery Bowman. He makes really good heavyweight bows, self bows, things like that. They're great for an entry-level price. They're not the fastest bows in the world, but they do wonder, and they are tanks. I have put those things through massive abuse, and they've done really well. So I hope you enjoyed the little, basically archery lesson / skit, because I was really nervous. Like, I've done a lot of things on this channel that are kind of crazy, especially with art, but like actually willingly taking out a bow knowing that there's a 99% chance it's gonna fail is something where like you gotta wrap your head around. And lastly, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this, please let me know. I would love to do more archery specific stuff. That really is my initial passion. I love all things medieval, but archery is my first love. So if you want any more stuff like tutorials or just basics of shooting and stuff like that, I'd be happy to put together like a playlist for that and just kind of teach you guys anything you want to know. I will say I am not the best archer. I have strength, and that I think differentiates me from a lot of people. So technically, accuracy, I don't think I'm anything special, but if you want something with heavy draw weights, shooting with heavy war bows, and instinct shooting, I'm pretty decent at that. So just let me know. Let me know in the comments below.